Hi girls, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I will break down the things that women do not tell you about childbirth, particularly natural births. That's the kind I had, so if you're a mom-to-be, stay tuned because you need to know this. If we're just meeting, my name is Karyna. I make videos on motherhood, pregnancy, natural birth and breastfeeding topics, as well as product reviews. So if it sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing and ring the bell icon to get notified about a fresh video every single Thursday. If you have been watching my channel, and particularly if you watched my birth plan video, then you noticed that I knew a lot about childbirth before going through it. So in today's video, I won't mention some obvious things for me, like long bleeding or birth in a placenta. I feel like all the pregnant girls already knows that. Today, I will share things that women really don't mention when talking about birth. Things that even I didn't know about. So TMI warning, this will be a very graphic video for women only. And I'm not sharing this to scare you, but instead I really believe that you need to know this to be mentally prepared. Alright, let's break it down. First, your contractions will not necessarily be in your belly. They're just as likely to be in your lower back. And that was such a confusing thing for me. If you watched my birth story video, you know that I barely made it to the hospital. And one of the things that misled me was my back labor. That's how they call it when your contractions are in your back. And I heard about back pain in labor, but I was so sure that I will have stomach tightening anyways. This is how everybody describes contractions, right? However, that's not always the case, so keep that in mind. Second, constant urge to go number 2 is a sign of active labor. And this is where a whole TMI thing starts. I knew that women's body cleaning itself out usually before the baby coming out, and I had that. But my labor was so fast that cleaning out process switched to need to push or rectal pressure very quickly. So I couldn't even understand which one is which. So if you still have this urge to push or go number 2, even if everything is out of you already, you need to go to the hospital. Don't go to the doctor's office like I did. You're in active labor. Again, I will leave my birth story video here on top and in the description below for you to watch after this video is done, because I'm sure you can already tell it is very interesting. There is no shame in labor. You do not care when nurses check you. You do not care anymore if you go number 2 or number 1 while pushing. The only thing I personally cared is for delivery to be over. I didn't want to get distracted with anything. For example, my lips got very dry and the doctor was offering me ice chips or lip balm, and I kept on refusing because I was thinking like, what? Like, which lip balm you talking about? Like, I really need to get this done. I remember saying all the time, let's do it with every new contraction, because I was so serious about it. Also, no one tells you that in active labor, you do not get to rest between contractions. You know how they say, yes, contractions hurt, but the good thing is that you get a break between them. No, look, in active labor, which starts after 6 centimeters dilation, these breaks will be so short, first of all, and second of all, you will feel constant pain and pressure even in between contractions, and for pushing you need to understand where the contraction starts and finishes, and it took me a little time to understand that. The next thing is tearing, and the good part about tearing is that you might not even notice it. I didn't. I literally even had a thought like, thank God I didn't tear. And then when my doctor told me that she needs to apply stitches, I was truly surprised. I was like, did I tear? Seriously? And things that I didn't know and that I didn't consider is that you can tear not only downwards, but upwards. And those tears gave me the most discomfort while healing. Now, this one was very surprising to me. It hurts when the doctor stitches you up. And why was it surprising to me? Because I was told actually opposite thing. I was told that after the head of the baby came out of you, you do not feel anything there for a while, so stitching does not hurt. No, it does, and particularly I'm talking about multiple shots you need to receive down there to numb the area, and I'm sure that stitching would hurt even more without them, but I felt every poke. Pushing on your stomach. Oh my god, No one told me that this routine procedure is so painful. I mean, contractions, pushing, it all hurts, but this felt not right. It felt like violence, literally, like I'm not kidding you. Because when I told my doctor to stop, she didn't. And I had to shout at her, "Don't do this to me." So next time when I'm pregnant, I want to study this better. I want to have a clear conversation with my doctor about it, and I want to know if it's possible to avoid this procedure in the hospital, because I know from doulas and women who give birth at home that this is not that necessary in most cases. So I need to take a deep dive into it because I do not want to feel like that anymore. Also, uncontrollable leg shaking. And I have never heard anyone mentioning this being a normal part of afterbirth. My legs got so shaky that I even got concerned, like, is everything okay with me? But then when I started telling my birth story to women, they go like, "Oh yes, it happened to me too. It's common." Really? Like, I wish she told me that before. Next, most likely you will have broken capillaries, these little blood vessels. I had them all over my face and my chest, and next morning when I looked in the mirror, I was scared they won't go away because nobody told me about it. But don't worry, they will disappear very fast. The next thing is actually positive. The birth is not as scary as it looks on the videos. At least this is how I felt. After seeing how much a woman can stretch down there to let the baby out, I imagined this process being extremely painful for hours and hours and hours. But for me it wasn't. Extreme pain I felt only for about 15 seconds when her head came out and probably one night hair. But the rest was completely bearable. So I hope I did not scare you with all of these details, but I'm sure it will help because now you know what to expect. And thank you for watching. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for a new video every single Thursday. And I want to wish you to have a smooth and easy birth. And I'll see you next week. Bye.